Hey everyone, welcome back to Leslie and Lily, the podcast for business owners as they are learning how to market themselves in and out of the digital sphere. My name is Leslie, owner of Lily Rose DMA, and today I wanted to come to you with another free training for you guys. Today we're going to talk about content and content marketing, especially. Now, I know you guys have all heard how content is king, and that's exactly what the title of this episode is going to be about. Content is king. I want you to discover the secrets on how to captivate your audience and actually how to have conversions. So, the whole point is that you're trying to get people to see you and you're trying to get people to buy your product and services. And the way that you do that consistently and the way that you do that well is through content marketing. Now, some people are wondering what's the difference between content marketing and everything else? Well, content marketing is kind of an umbrella term because content marketing really is when you combine content that you create, SEO and search, as well as social media. So if you think about it this way, think about it as an like the internet. There is no internet without content. There is no marketing without content. There are no sales without content. Okay. So you have to have something for people to see in order for people to know that they want it, in order for people to know that you are the person that is the solution to their problem, or you're the person that is going to make them happy with this product or service. And the most ways that we do that is through content. So, a lot of people, whether you are creating blog posts, whether you are on social media, whether you are creating ads for print or ads for a campaign for social media as well, you are using strategies for content and content marketing, right? So today, I just wanted us to dig a little deeper and try to understand why content is king and how you can make some really, really wonderful content that converts, that gets your customers, because that's what it's all about, right? All right, let's dive into it. So, first things first, what is content and really what is the goal of it? Content is the blog post, the social media post, the email that you have, the ad that you put out there. All of that is considered content, whether that is being hosted on your web platform, so your actual website or your blog site, or that's on one of the social media platforms, or whether that is email marketing. And what is the goal of it? Like, the goal of content is that the viewer or your customer, they're the ones that are in focus. So a lot of us, myself included, I always have to come back to this because you get really excited, especially when you have a new product or service, to make it about you and the business. And it's like, this is why you should hire me. But really, the goal of content is for you to talk to your customer or your ideal client. It's for you to answer their questions. It's for you to ease their pain and their fears. It's for you to entertain them as well, right? One of the things that I have advocated for a lot, especially when I talk to my clients, is I ask them what are the 10 major things that people are searching for on Google when it comes to your industry. And most people cannot answer that. They can only answer maybe one thing. So when you're creating content, you're always creating content with your customer in mind, right? You're trying to calm their fears and answer their questions. So it could be something as, if it's like a medical question, is like, is this normal? Like, what is this growth on my hand? Or what are some signs of a vitamin deficiency? Those things. And like, you can create an article or you can create whatever it is on your social media that answers them. So, first thing first, what we always do is we always look at our client, and we're always putting our ear to the ground, and we're using social listening techniques. So, what does that mean? You're actually researching. You're actually using Google and you're actually looking at the common questions that are in your industry. You're actually answering those questions. You're looking at your competitors and you're seeing what questions they're answering as well. You're also knowing who your customers and clients are, and you're knowing where they are on and offline. It takes research to create good content. And a lot of people don't want to put in that effort. But if you put in the effort to actually know what your clients want, then it's natural that they're going to come to you. It's natural that you're going to get those likes and those shares because you're actually answering the questions, you're actually entertaining them, you're actually encouraging them instead of you getting lost in the crowd and you trying to be like everyone else. So, our goal is to create audience focused content, as I stated. And what we want is we want to create it not because we know we can get clicks from a post. We're not trying to be clickbaity just so that we can drive traffic to the site. What we're trying to do is truly help people. But with that said, how do you drive people to your website? Or how do you get people to click on your post and stop scrolling and to actually save that post? How do we do that? Well, one of the ways that you can do that, how you can create some amazing content, is the use of headlines. So, before you create content, you need to know who your customers are and what their pain points are and what their pleasure points are. And then, with that in mind, I want you to come up with some headlines of how you can actually get people to stop scrolling and create your content around that headline or around that point. So, some headlines that might grab your attention would be how to be the main character of your life, or this summer hotspot used to be only allowed for royalty, or something else would be the number one marketing mistake to avoid in 2023. All of these are intriguing, as well as five signs they aren't into you, or this drugstore product. Um, y- this drugstore product is used by celebrities far and wide. So headlines have a bit of intrigue to them. Headlines also do very well if they have numbers in them as well. People want to know what the five things are. People want to know what that number one tip is. And it's something within our brain, it's something within that part of us that likes to quantify, that likes to be able to see that, oh, this is simple, or oh, I have options, that it actually makes people more intrigued. And research has shown that actually, when you get very specific with numbers, people click on it even more so. What do I mean by that? Let's say you have research and it's like 70.45% of people believe dot dot dot. A lot of people will round that up and they'll be like 71%. But if you actually keep it as a 70.45 percent, people are more likely to actually click on it. So when you're creating content, when you are keeping it customer focused, you are going to have to do research, as I stated. And by doing your research, what you're doing actually is you're being able to come up with the best content and the best headlines for that content. A very easy way for you to create content is to go look at magazines and look at other things that are out there on like news sites and stuff, and just steal their headlines and rewrite them for your field. And I would suggest, instead of you actually going on to, because I'm in marketing, instead of me looking at other marketing headlines, I actually have found that it's much easier if I'm looking at tabloid headlines, or if I'm looking at something that deals with like real estate, or it deals with like monster cars or something that is completely different, because it makes it a lot easier for me to adapt it for my business. It also makes it so that I can stand out from the crowd in a much easier way than if I am repurposing somebody else's content that they've already had. We don't want too much of the same. We're trying to stand out. We're trying to show ourselves as as an expert, the friendly expert that knows things. And one of the ways that we can do that is to grab attention through headlines. All right. Now, as I stated earlier, content marketing is the umbrella term. So we have content, we have social media, and we also have SEO and search. So we know that we need great content and we know that we need engaging content that is for our customers and for our industry. But we also need to make sure that we are on the correct social media channel. Okay. I have said this many times, and I have another podcast about that. You guys can go back and listen to it. It is Where Are Your Customers Hiding Online? And what I do is I break down it by generation by generation. So if you know who your ideal customer is and you know the age range they fall into, then you know the generation they fall into, and that helps you know the exact social media platforms that they are on. So instead of you spreading yourself so thin and you trying to be everywhere at once, which is exhausting and nobody has time for that, what you need to do is you need to be very clear of who your customers are, and then you can find them on the correct social channels. But what is the point of social media, right? Is it only for advertising? Is it just because people live vapid lives and they're just showing themselves? I mean, you can make an argument for both, but in a marketing context, and when it comes to you and your business, what is the goal of social media for your business? Well, social media is meant to distribute your content. So you create the content and now you need a distributor of that content. Ooh, what? In walks in social media. It's like, hey, boo, hey. Hi, how can I be of service to you? Oh my God, I have so many options for you. I have Twitter, I have YouTube, I have Twitch, I have TikTok. What do you need, boo? What do you need, right? So, what social media does is it's sharing content. And what that does is that ups your social media status. You need to actually have something that people can see. It's not like it was in the 80s. It's not like it was in, before the rise of social media and before the rise of the internet, where really the way people were advertised to was through the radio, through TV, and through magazines and like mail ads. That those were like the main things. So we have customers in 2023 that are extremely intelligent and they know they have options. They know that they can look up the shirt that you're selling on this site and they can do a reverse image search and they can find that on other sites for much cheaper. They know that you're selling this product or service and they can also do a Google search and they can find somebody else who's doing the exact same thing. But if you do not have a social presence online, you won't be found and you want to be found. So you have to distribute your content on a regular basis on your social platforms, not just your website. All right. That is important. Regular basis is different for everybody. I know some people that only do one post a month on their LinkedIn and they're killing it. They're doing really well. They always get great conversion rates. People are always liking, commenting, doing stuff like that, and they're doing extremely well. Other people, ha, I wish they would. If they only put out one thing a month, it would be terrible for their business. So you have to experiment. You have to see which platform is best for you, which ones are giving you the most engagement, which titles have been giving you the most engagement. And it does take time, but it's time that is well spent because what ends up happening is you end up learning about yourself, about your business, and about your customers. And that is really important when it comes to marketing overall. You have to stay in the know. You have to understand what are the trends that you're trying to tell people about? What are the bad things that are coming that you're trying to tell people about? what's going on in the world and how is your business helping to navigate those things and ease those fears? How are you entertaining them? You actually need to be seen. So don't be afraid to create content and put it out there. You have platforms that allow you to distribute these things for free. Social media is also for your curated content. It's supposed to be customer focused, it's supposed to be persuasive. Okay. And this is where people get scared. And I understand, even myself as a marketer, there's a fine line that you walk where you want to be persuasive because the whole point is you're not just educating, but you're trying to get people to stop scrolling, to pay attention to you, and to give you money. Let's be real. If you have a business, you want their money. And people understand that. They understand that there is an exchange and they understand it might take a little time. Some people are ready to buy your product or service right away because they've been scrolling and they've been doing a whole bunch of research. Other people aren't. But putting your stuff up on social media and making sure it's curated for your audience is important. And that is why you have people that are internet stars. And that's why you have people and companies that are doing amazing because they understand and they've taken the time to learn content marketing. And also, when you have things on social media, you are allowing people to like, comment, and share your content. And what this is doing is this is signaling the algorithm that, oh my God, this is a good piece of content because it's getting this many likes, this many shares, this many saves. People are actually stopping and scrolling. And even if you didn't get as many likes, the algorithm has also made it easier for content creators as well because it also tracks if people slowed down in their scroll or if it was fast or not. And so even if they didn't like something, if they scrolled down just to see what it is, the algorithm will still recommend your content again to them a few more times to see if, well, maybe this didn't hit with them, but maybe the next one will. But if you don't create content and if you don't pick a social media platform, then you won't be able to be seen. And if you don't create content and if you don't have a blog or if you don't have a website, then you won't be able to be seen and you won't be able to make that money, honey. And that's what we are here for. We're trying to help you make that money, right? So, the third thing for that's under the umbrella of content marketing is search and SEO. How are you able to rank in Google? How are you able to rank when people are actually looking for something on YouTube or Instagram? Like, are you going to be somebody that pops up? Did you put something out there for people so that it pops up, or no? How, like, why is search even important in the first place? Well, I'll tell you, boo. I'll tell you. So, as a content marketer, you are creating content that your ideal audience will love. I'm just reiterating things over and over again. The teacher and me, we're trying to get it into your head, right? And as I stated, like, algorithms are picking up on this. All of this is important because what you're trying to do is you're trying to establish yourself as the friendly expert in your field. You don't have to be the number one expert, but to establish yourself as somebody who is intelligent and knows who they're talking about is part of social proof. And that is extremely important because people don't want to have to part with their money, like they can go spend it on something else. And so they need that social proof, whether that is in the form of great content that you're writing, whether that is in the form of looking at how many people have liked and shared this, whether that is in the form of a review or testimonial somebody has up about you. Like, it's important for you to be able to have content out there that people are liking and sharing in order for the algorithm to pick this up so that they can put it out for people that might be just outside of your ideal client. And maybe something has come up in their life and now they need, like, the dry cleaners that is actually better than the one that's down the street from them, and it's you. Like all of these things are important. So, how can we help the algorithm see us? Right? Like, how? How, Sway? What can we do? Besides creating valuable content and using the correct social media platforms, please go back and listen to that podcast that I created of where your customers hiding online. I go into a much more detail about who your customers are and the generation they're in and how to create content specifically for those generations as well. I mean, that's in a previous training. I want you guys to go listen to that one as well. I won't get into that one here. But you also need to research the pages and the platforms or the influencers and websites that are seen as an authority in your field. Do you see how everything is connecting? Do you see how I'm repeating myself? Everything goes hand in hand. Find out who your customers are. Understand their pain points and their pleasure points. What are they actually searching for online? Create content that is surrounded by that, giving your view of it, your expertise in that. Create those headlines that will get people to stop scrolling and, actually have people look at things, use numbers in these headlines. You can even do reviews. Like there are a lot of things where people are like, you know, you can't believe what this woman did. Or this person woke up from this coma in from 20 years ago and this is what happened. Like we can go that far and be clickbaity, or we can be like the 5 drugstore makeup products you didn't know you needed. You know, take some time to research. And once you research, I mean, you can use Chat GBT and you can just ask them what are some engaging headlines for this subject, and bam, they'll give it to you. If you want to do it like that. But those things will help people actually pay attention to you, your platform, and your business. But the last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to being able to rank for SEO and Google is you need to optimize everything. You need to optimize your social media channels, your bios, your about me sections, your websites, with words that people use in their search. So I have digital marketer. I also have content creator. I have content marketer scattered throughout my bio. I have things there. So if people are looking for that term, they can find me. Do you have that? Do you have where people can actually click on something where they can get a short bio about you? Do you have any reviews or testimonials that people can see as social proof? Even if you haven't made a sale yet, you've been doing this, right? Even if you haven't made a sale for your first cake, you have been baking and people have been telling you how delicious your food is. So just go through your memory bank of when your aunt or when your best friend or when you did this for this person and they said, this is delicious, and give their name. It's just like, this is the best thing I've ever tasted. That's a review and that's legitimate. And I find that it's even more legitimate because you have family that just some family will just tell you the truth even if you don't want to hear it. They'll be like, "No, boo boo, that's bless her heart. Bless her heart, she tried. So use what you have and write it down. Write down those reviews, optimize your profile. There's way too many resources out there. Google is your best friend. Chat GPT is your best friend when it comes to the how of things as well. Like, how can I make this better? Or optimize my profile for me using, keywords for this industry. Like you actually have to do a bit of research and a bit of work as a marketer and when you're marketing your business. Like that's just the truth, unfortunately, for a lot of us. And all of this creates amazing content that gets people to stop scrolling. Now, if you're busy and you're tired and you're like, look, I don't have it in me. I really don't. I don't have it in me to continue to do all this myself. I have too many hats that I'm wearing, then, consider me. Consider me. I am a digital marketer. I am a content marketer where I create that content for you, where I go in and I create those emails or I create that copy for your website. I'm the one that helps you optimize your website and your profiles. I'm the one that is coming up with the campaigns for you to run. Just if you're interested, you can send me an email at info@lilyrosedma.com and I'll get back to you. We'll have a lovely meeting. We'll go over why you're good, great, wonderful, and how we can go ahead and we can get your potential customers to be actual customers. All right. I hope you guys really enjoyed this training and make sure you tune in every week for my podcast, Leslie and Lily, where I give marketing tips and I show you how to market yourself, how to be a better business owner, as well as there are other business owners who come on and they share their journey. They share the good, the great, the bad, the ugly of what it's like to be a business owner. And what's amazing about that is if you are an entrepreneur, it helps you feel like you're not alone. So you can see the things that you're doing great and the things that maybe you can learn from. Maybe you can learn from their mistakes so you don't have to make them. Or maybe you can take some of the ideas that they have given out and you can use them in your business, in your industry. You never know. There's always help out there. Once again, my name is Leslie of Lily Rose DMA, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.